So what's up everybody, it's me, True Star Screamer, and happy holidays, and we are here to look at the G.I. Joe Cobra Grim Viper. I got this guy from Hasbro Pulse. You could probably pick him up on Amazon, you could probably pick him up on a lot of cool sites. And it's a troop builder, plain and simple. It's a heavy weapons troop builder. I believe this is actually original to Classified series. Kind of like how the Mole Rat was, you know? Just something... They kind of threw this together, and we'll talk about that. Because I honestly have no recollection of this guy in the old G.I. Joe stuff. I know a lot of people were saying it should have been the Skullfire or another Skull guy, which I could totally understand. But for me, it's a troop builder, and we all know I have a problem with troop builders. Like, I can't get enough of them. So I picked this guy up on an impulse, and let's just see. As a blatant cash grab, and like I mentioned before, we'll get this guy out of the box and we'll talk about it. As I mentioned before, this guy is a cash grab. He is all reuse of parts. This is nothing new, and it's done beautifully. Okay, plain and simple. If you've got noticed, there's no nostalgia for this figure, because like I said before, I do not believe this guy existed, which is not a bad thing. So if you want to skip him for your collection, I totally get it. But at the same time, I'm gonna kind of tell you, you're kind of missing out. This guy trips a lot of my triggers. Because it's everything I kind of like in a trooper. A while ago, I think when I mentioned doing the Bone Collector 2 review, I did actually do the Bone Collector 2 review, right? If I did, review right here. I used to always say, I bought 3 Bone Collectors, and I wanted to use 2 of them to be kind of like elite heavy weapons Garrison Cavalry figures, because you could put the helmets on them. That is essentially what this guy is, in like all the right ways. This is the gun that came on the Ram, so we've seen this before, and I believe Heavy Duty may have come with it too. I like the paint on it though. You know, we'll be talking about the details here. This is the Range Viper helmet and the Range Viper backpack. The buck, it's a Joe Trooper buck, you know? There is nothing new here. We got some Viper gauntlets. But it works. This really works. This is not... I mean, if you want to have this guy be a character, you can. Or you just have yourself a heavy weapons Viper right here, which is exactly what this guy is. So, it's your basic classified buck. Shallow on the... This is definitely a shallower on the butterfly joint. I don't know if it's the vest that's preventing it, or just it needs some surgery, but this does not have a deep one. Got your drop down hip. Got my swivels all in the right places. Nice top to bottom camo on here. So, this is going to sound weird. I think this guy could have been a Python Patrol figure, and I think I really would have liked it as a Python Patrol figure. Unless Python Patrol's gone. You know, I think, did they finally finish it up? I haven't really heard anything about that. So, articulation is nothing new. I could probably heat that up, pop it out, do the surgery, yada yada yada. So there's nothing too crazy on that. The vest absolutely hinges any ab crunch. Understandable. And it is not really removable. So if you want this off, you're pretty much going to have to either A, pop out the arms and slide off the vest, or cut it off. Your mileage may vary. For me, I'm going to leave it as is. So but the rest of it all is kind of all about the accessories. I mentioned before, it's the Range Viper helmet. Very well painted. Something slightly different. You know, got a little bit of a wash here in the fake brain here to show that off. Got the respirator in here. I like how the backpack's painted. We got the shells and everything on there. That's fine. One thing I really like is he comes with all the side weapons. You know, he's got a pistol, and he's got 2 knives. Which, for me, a trooper, that's exactly what a trooper should have. Got a little Cobra sticker right here. You could probably scrape that off with a hobby knife if you wanted, and have yourself a generic soldier. Mentioned before, the Vulcan cannon here is the same one that comes with the Ram, with Heavy Duty. I love the kill stickers, actually, on the drum, and I like that the handle's painted. I would have loved this to be painted, though. I really think I might just, if I can find a way of popping this thing apart, just hit this with some silver paint. I think that would really bring this home. And all these ports here are open for weapon effects. So pick your one. Valor's ones I can't say are a little loose. The Hasbro ones have been using the same ones over and over. They'll fit in there like a charm. Just to talk about him, the pistol, it's a slug, but it does have a port for a weapons effect. Cool. And again, a little bit of paint on that clip would have made a world of difference. The knife in the back is also a slug, no paint, but the larger knife does have a painted handle. Cool. Wouldn't have minded that being painted, but I guess for a commando I can almost get away with it being a black knife. Still would have liked a little bit more color on this, though. I really like this. You know, this is the part where it's a damn shame about this vest cutting off the butterfly joints, or the butterflies just need a little more depth to it. Because I would love to actually really get this to kind of cross over the hand. I've done that with other figures, and it looks really cool. But I love this idea because he sits there, mows down Joes, mows down people, until he hears that infamous click, click, click sound, or, you know, the guys become too close for this to be wieldy, so chuck that off to the side. And now we have basically close combat mode, which is absolutely awesome. And then if he gets disarmed, he still has another knife. This is what a commando should be like. This is what an elite trooper should be packing as far as accessories. So, needless to say, I like that. I won't lie, this was just one of those. I just wanted to see if I could, and I did, and it looked cool. So, we all know the Punisher would never be in Cobra, but still, that does look pretty damn spiffy. I did not have the greatest expectations for this figure. So needless to say, it exceeded what I had. You know, the joints, the plastic quality is solid. Joints are good, and he looks big and imposing, which is what you want for a heavy weapons guy. This is not going to be your agile trooper vaulting over. No, this is going to be walking out, mowing people down as he walks up to the front lines. This is, in some ways, what the Saw Viper should have been, if you know what I mean. Just this big brute looking to kill people. That's what he is. He is here to kill. And that's what he does. Yes, the shoulder joints could give him more articulation. Yes, the vest is hindering. But that's not the type of character this figure is. This is a guy to stand in the back and open fire, and that's what he has. I picked up 2 of these. Honestly, I think that's all I needed was 2. I could put one of these with a squad of Vipers or a squad of Troopers, or even with my range Vipers, and he'll look good. He'll look good with it. Like I said, this is what the Saw Viper, as more as I look at it, this is the stage presence the Saw Viper should have had, which he does, and it doesn't. So I'm very glad to have it in the collection. And if you're looking for a big bruiser, I do recommend him. But the nice thing is, you don't like him, there is no nostalgia factor for him, so you're not missing out. Except just, you know, having something else to put on the shelf. But those are my thoughts. Let me know yours down below. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. We will be doing the top figures I love. We will be doing the top disappointments. That is in the works. I'm gonna try to see if I can cram in at least one more review before the year ends. We'll see how that works out. But most important thing, as always, until next time, take care, guys. Peace.